everyone, and welcome to the RV Inspection and Care podcast and video. I'm Dwayne. I'm a certified RV inspector, and today we're going to be talking about buying new motorhome tires, about how you can do it fast, easy, and cheap almost anywhere in the country. Now, most tire manufacturers recommend that we RVers change our tires about every 5 to 6 years or so. And it doesn't matter what the tread looks like when you change them. Why? Because RV tires usually age out long before they wear out. So a lot of RVers make a mistake here. And they kind of feel that, well, their RV tires, they'll replace them the same way they do their car tires. So when the tread finally gets down low enough, then it's time to replace them. That's not the case. Instead, you want to go by the age of the tire. And every 5 to 6 years, you need to be replacing all the tires on your RV or your motorhome. Now, how do you know how old the tires on your RV are, though? Well, there's a very easy way. On every single tire, there is a manufacture date that's stamped onto it. You'll usually find it in an oval like you see here, and it has 4 numbers in the oval. The first 2 numbers represent the week it was manufactured. The second 2 numbers represent the year of the manufacture. So now let's use an example here. Let's say that the tire you're looking at says 3418 for the manufacture date. Well, that means it was manufactured in the 34th week of 2018. Well, here we are in 2023. What does that mean? Well, it means it's time to definitely be replacing your tires at that point. So I highly recommend make sure you go out and check all the manufacture dates on your tires, and not just one of them, because if you didn't replace your tires the last time, it could be that you might have different manufacture dates down there. So be sure to check them. The next question we want to cover is, where are you going to get your tires, your new tires for your motorhome or RV? Well, you could shop around at tire shops and try to get a deal there, because most of the time they're a little more expensive. Well, that's very doable. A lot of RVers do that, but there's a couple of caveats here. Number one, if you get a deal at a tire shop, there's a very good chance they're going to sell you tires that could be a year to even a year and a half old. And so you start off the life of the tire already in the hole, you see. So that's not good. I always recommend, if you're going to buy from a tire shop, check the manufacture dates on the tires they want to sell you and make sure what you're getting. Now, the second caveat is that very often tire shops don't really have a lot of selection for you. They might have a couple brands, maybe a few more, but not a whole lot, generally speaking. So instead, I have been talking about motorhometires.com in some of my previous videos. And the reason I did is because I kept coming across people talking about them in RV forums and saying that they'd had really good results with them. Now, what they do is you order the tires from them. They will then ship them to either you or your installer or a tire shop that's local to you, and then you can have them put on. Now, I just had to replace all the tires on my motorhome. And so I decided, well, I'm going to put my money where my mouth is. And I am going to use motorhometires.com for doing it. So this video is going to cover my experience with them and show you how it was actually done. Now, first of all, let me say this. You can do all the ordering right online. They've got a great website, and I'm going to show you here how that actually can be done. Okay, so here we are on motorhometires.com website. And this is where you can start your search for tires. Now, if you already know what you want, then you just select your width of tire. There's quite a few available here, as you can see. We'll use my tire here to fill out the information, 275/70, and the rim size 22.5. Then you tell it how many tires you want and find the tires. And the next thing you know, up pops all the tires that are available for you. And as you can see, they have quite a few brands that are available here. And once you get done looking over the brands, select the one that you feel fits you best, and then you just buy it right online. And once you buy it, then it puts the whole process in motion, and they will be shipped right wherever you want them, either to you yourself, an installer locally, or a local tire shop. Okay, so that's how you order your tires online if you already know what you want and what you need. For me personally, I like to talk to somebody when I'm ordering something, especially when we're talking about a dollar figure this big. I want to talk to somebody. So I call them instead, and that's fine. They've got a toll-free number for that. The representative I got was very knowledgeable and very helpful. I could tell that this person really knew what they were talking about. I also had a tire brand in mind that I thought would be best for me because I had looked over their website, and they've got all these many different brands to choose from. But when I talked with the rep, he actually suggested I consider a different brand that was less expensive. It saved me $500. And after talking it out with him, I agreed that those tires were going to be at least as good, maybe even better than the ones I thought I would really like to have. Now, once I placed the order online, they contacted me right away, and I was impressed with that. I got an email from them, then I got a phone call, and they wanted to let me know they're going to be with me through the entire process and make sure that it's well coordinated. So sure enough, they contacted the installer. I decided I wanted them to send their installer out to have them replaced. And by the way, my motorhome was in storage at this point, so they had to send the installer right out to that spot to have them replaced. I was very interested to see how all of this was going to work. Well, within a very short time, the installer called me. A very good communication was going on here. And the installer made an appointment with me that would work for us both. Now, it did take a couple of days for shipping to get the tires to the installer. But after that, just a couple of days later, he was on my site installing my brand new tires. So let me show you how it actually happened. And here we go. Okay, so the installer arrived early in the morning, and the first thing he did is put jacks in place and lift up each tire. And as you can see here, he removes the nuts holding the cover in place, then pried off the cover, and there you are. He's at the lug nuts, and he had the equipment needed to get the lug nuts off easily. That leaves, of course, the hub there in the wheel. You can see how he's got it jacked up there as well. All right, so then he takes the tire, breaks the bead away from the wheel, and then applies some real slippery, soapy solution. And that allows him to take his pry bars and just work the tire around. And as you see there, it comes right off. Now, I was amazed at how fast all of this happened. This fellow really knew what he was doing, so it went very quickly. The next thing is take the new tire, and he put a bag of balancing beads in it. And this is where the magic happens for keeping your tires nice and balanced as they go down the highway, so there's no real big vibration happening. So then it's time to put the tire back on, and soapy solution comes back again. He stands on one side and just keeps working it around with his pry bar. And then he gets it on and airs it up. And once he has it aired up, he puts it back on the wheel and, of course, tightens the lug nuts, and then on goes the wheel cover. Now, he did all 6 tires like this in a little over an hour and a quarter. It was amazing to watch, and it was very efficient. All right, so that's how simple and easy it really was. I was amazed. But, you know, I always figure that the proof is in the pudding, right? So I took the coach out for a trial run. I wanted to make sure these tires actually lived up to their reputation that the rep had given me, and that they were installed correctly. And here's what I found. These tires seem to ride even better than the Michelin set of tires that I had on them before. I didn't go back with Michelins, by the way. They're unbelievably expensive at that size tire. And when you're replacing 6 of them at a time, it really hits your wallet hard. So these tires ride at least as good, and I feel better than the Michelins did. And I could not detect any problems with the installation whatsoever. Now, here's the good news. Once again, MotorHomeTires.com contacted me after the installation, and they wanted to make sure I was happy. They wanted to see, were there any problems that need to be fixed? That, my friends, is customer service. So the upshot of all of this is I am a pleased customer. I am impressed with the experience that I went through. I was impressed with the product, with the installation, with the customer service. And so if you have to replace your motorhome or RV tires coming up soon, let me say that I can give MotorHomeTires.com a hearty recommendation for consideration. Well, that's it for now. Have safe and happy travels, my friends. Until next time.